equal parts vodka. I am Mrs. Ewing. Just bring it, my dear Cassie. Are you familiar with the woman who played Sue Ellen Ewing in the television series Dallas? This is a heroine that is both powerful and fragile, divided between the excess of a wealthy existence and the profound inner suffering that she is experiencing during the 1980s. That would be Linda Gray, the woman who was responsible for this legendary character. Not only did she bring an amazing Sue Ellen to life, but she also achieved remarkable success in acting and directing, becoming a symbol of American television that will last forever. In spite of this, there is a heartbreaking tale of hardship, strain, and solitude hidden underneath all of the sparkle and beauty. Linda struggled to reimagine who she was when she was stuck in a marriage that was devoid of love and where her aspirations to be an actress were hindered by the demands of society. It was not only a chance that Dallas presented to her, rather, it was a savior that enabled her to triumph over prejudice and establish her reputation in a highly competitive field. To what extent did Linda Gray's life actually befall her? What is she doing today? After all of the storms she has endured and the magnificent years she has spent working in the entertainment industry. I was wondering how her life is going right now. If you are a fan of Linda Gray, this video will expose many facets of her story that have not been discussed for a long time. Starting out in life. The 12th of September, 1940 found Linda Gray being born in Santa Monica, California, into a family that is both modest and kind. By virtue of his careful trade, her father, Leslie Gray, who was a watch repairman, instilled in her the virtues of patience and diligence. Because of her conventional worldview, her mother placed a strong emphasis on the significance of responsibility and stability for a woman within the context of the home. Linda's character was formed by these ideals, which resulted in her being responsible and ambitious, with a desire to go beyond the confines of everyday life. Linda spent her childhood in Culver City, a tiny town that was well known for its large film studios and was considered to be the core of the film business at that time period. Existence in Culver City was profoundly steeped in tradition and practicality, despite the fact that it was located in close proximity to Hollywood. Although the village was a secure and peaceful location for Linda, she also had a sense of confinement there. On numerous occasions, she pondered whether or not the purpose of life was to consist solely of being a wife, a mother, and residing inside the confines of a family. Despite the fact that she was naturally reserved, Linda discovered that she found happiness in the mundane activities of everyday life. Through activities such as assisting her parents in the watch repair shop and taking part in school plays, she started cultivating her desire to break free from limits and pursue a different destiny. She once revealed that when she was a child, she would stand outside the shop that her family owned, watching people walk by, and she would wonder whether their lives were anything like the stories that were portrayed in the movies that were created in the studios that were located nearby. Stories that she hoped to be a part of at some point in the future. The years that Linda spent in Culver City were not only crucial in instilling in her a strong work ethic and a sensitivity, but they also sparked a desire that she would alter the course of her life. She explained that she had always believed that something more significant was waiting for her, but that in order to attain it, she knew that she would have to battle with all my might. Beginning with her early career, Linda Gray's childhood dreams that were fostered in Culver City set the way for her to embark on a lengthy path to establish herself in the professional entertainment sector. She made the decision to begin her career as a model, a profession that was directly tied to the spotlight that she had always sought, when it appeared that her ambition of becoming an actress was unrealistically out of reach. Throughout the 1960s, Linda became a well-known face who appeared in nearly 400 television ads. These commercials promoted a wide range of products, including cosmetics, fashion, and big brands. Almost immediately, she established herself as a contemporary lady by virtue of her inherent attractiveness, refined temperament, and self-assured composure. A person who is powerful, self-reliant, and gracefully charming. Linda, on the other hand, was not content to cease doing that. Acting was her modest love, and it was this enthusiasm that motivated her to seek out more possibilities. Palm Springs Weekend and Under the Yum Yum Tree, both released in 1963, presented her with her first opportunities to appear on the big screen in supporting roles. Despite the fact that they were only temporary, these jobs provided Linda with a glimpse into the world of film and continued to fuel her ambition that she would one day be able to land big roles. Linda realized that she could not rely just on her appearance, but rather that she needed to demonstrate her talent with every opportunity, regardless of how insignificant it may have been. This realization led to the early years of her career being characterized by a combination of patience and continuous effort. 1974 was a pivotal year for Linda because it was the year that she made the switch from modeling to acting professionally. She received invitations to appear as a guest star on well-known television shows such as McCloud, Marcus Welby, and McCloud, as well as Switch. The fact that these parts typically only lasted for a single episode does not change the fact that they provided Linda with invaluable opportunities to study and improve her trade. For the purpose of constructing a broad acting portfolio, she enthusiastically accepted the task of portraying a wide range of characters, ranging from doctors to supporting roles in investigative dramas. The year 1977 marked the genuine turning point for Linda, as it was the year that she began playing the part of Linda Merkland in the television series All That Glitters. This was not a typical type of role. It was the first time that a transgender character appeared on American television in a recurring role. As television began to embrace greater diversity and representation, the moment she played Linda Merkland was not only a watershed event in her career, but it was also a big step forward for the entertainment industry as a whole. In her portrayal of the character, Linda displayed empathy and nuance, offering an emotional depth that very few actresses of the day were ready to explore. The success of All That Glitters, on the other hand, did not last for very long. Despite having only aired for 13 weeks, the show was canceled because it did not live up to the expectations of the producer. Once more, Linda was confronted with unpredictability in her professional life. Nonetheless, she did not give up. It was once mentioned by her that every setback is an opportunity to gain knowledge. After experiencing that setback, Linda came to the realization that in order to achieve success in such a competitive industry, she needed to hone her distinctive style and ideals. It was a difficult period for women working in Hollywood throughout the 1970s, in particular those individuals who were above the age of 20. During this time period, Linda was in her 30s and was facing the challenges that come with being an older actress in a field that valued younger actresses and male actors. The problems she faced were highlighted by this subtle yet widespread bias nonetheless. It was precisely these challenges that served as her drive to demonstrate her worth. She once said, "If I don't show them that I can do it, then who will?" In the course of this time. In addition, Linda suffered with the psychological demands that came with attempting to retain her work, while also juggling an active personal life. She acknowledged that the demanding standards of the entertainment industry occasionally caused her to experience feelings of isolation and to question her own sense of self-worth. In spite of this, Linda did not give in to the pressures, rather she turned them into fuel to keep going forward. Linda was determined to advance her career in addition to the roles she played on screen, and she continued to look for new chances. She began to realize that in order to thrive in this industry, it was not enough to simply possess talent. One must also possess the capacity to take every chance, regardless of how insignificant it may be. It was for this reason that she never declined any offer, so long as it provided her with the opportunity to acquire new knowledge. The achievements of Linda Gray's profession. The year 1978 was a significant turning point in Linda Gray's career when she was cast in the role of Sue Ellen Ewing in the critically acclaimed television series Dallas. The television show Dallas, which revolved around the influential Ewing family in the oil sector, swiftly became a globally recognized cultural phenomenon. As a result, Linda went from being a relatively unknown actress to becoming a famous character in American television. Nevertheless, playing the role of Sue Ellen was not only a big career opportunity for Linda, but it was also a tough assignment that required her to delve deeply into the most complicated emotional aspects of the character. During her time in Dallas, Sue Ellen was more than just J.R.'s wife. Ewing is the show's renowned adversary, but she is also a very conflicted lady. She has been through the misery of being manipulated and betrayed by her husband, which has led her to turn to alcoholism as a means of escaping her suffering. Linda imbued the role with an uncommon level of gravitas, as evidenced by the pain that could be seen in Sue Ellen's eyes, the explosive outbursts of fury, and her desire for freedom and genuine love. Not only did the audience feel empathy for Linda, but they were also enthralled by the layers of complexity and sincerity that she brought to the part. While she was sharing, nevertheless, playing the role of Sue Ellen for more than 38 episodes was not a simple task. In particular, when people in real life started confusing her with her persona, Linda was put under a great deal of pressure. At the same time that Sue Ellen was struggling with alcoholism, Linda was also rumored to be struggling with alcoholism, which added to her emotional weight. Despite this, she was adamant about not allowing misunderstandings to steal the spotlight off her goal. Despite the fact that people are free to say whatever they want, she stated, "I am aware that I am telling an important story about women who are trapped in pain and dependency." Not only did Linda become famous as a result of her performance as Sue Ellen, but it also made a number of significant chances available to her. It was a coveted Emmy nomination in addition to the 2 Golden Globe nods that she received. In addition to receiving awards from other countries, such as the Bambi Award from Germany and the Il Gatto Award from Italy. In the year 1982, the Hollywood Radio and Television Society honored Linda by bestowing upon her the title of Woman of the Year. Sue Ellen's success solidified Linda's position as a cultural icon of the 1980s, ensuring that she embodied the idea of a woman who was both powerful and profoundly wounded. In addition to her work as an actress, Linda also experimented with directing over the years. Within a sector in which women were only infrequently offered opportunities to take the lead. A number of episodes of Dallas, including the final episode of the series, were directed by her. Linda's position as a pioneer for women in leadership roles within the entertainment business was strengthened as a result of this, which not only demonstrated her versatility but also secured her position. Directing was a difficult task, but it provided me with the opportunity to convey a tale in my own unique way, she once stated. Rather than merely being a chapter in the plot, I wanted each episode to be more than that. I wanted it to demonstrate that women are capable of accomplishing anything. In the years after her time on Dallas, Linda demonstrated that she was not limited to a particular role by embarking on new projects and expanding her career. In the television series Melrose Place and its spin-off, Models, Inc., Linda played the role of Hillary Michaels, a shrewd and influential CEO of a modeling agency. It was a complete contrast from the image of Sue Ellen that this job brought about, and it gave Linda the opportunity to exhibit a new side of herself that was decisive and bold, as well as authoritative. In addition to her work on television, Linda was very successful on stage. A crucial turning point in her career occurred in 2001 when she was cast in the part of Mrs. Robinson in the West End production of the Graduate Theatre show. In this particular instance, Linda was the first person to fully embody a figure whose legs had been featured on the poster for the film of the same name, which was released in 1967. The performance was well received by critics, and it served to reaffirm Linda's reputation as an artist who was diverse, free from any kind of medium. She also did not shy away from playing characters in independent films, which allowed her to explore characters with a great deal of depth and authenticity. In the film Reflections of a Life, which was released in 2006, Linda portrayed the role of the best friend of a lady who was having treatment for breast cancer. This role needed her to demonstrate both empathy and sophisticated acting. The fact that Linda was always willing to take on new tasks, regardless of where she was in her career, was further shown by the fact that she worked on projects such as Hidden Moon and Expecting Mary. Personal life. Despite the dazzling glow of her great work, Linda Gray's personal life was a complex web of inconsistencies, heartbreaking choices, and the loss of loved ones. The fact that she had been married to Ed Thrasher, a talented art director, for 21 years was a striking illustration of the tension that exists between individual aspirations and the obligations of family life. At first, it appeared as though they were living a perfect life together, constructing a house in Santa Clarita. It is the place where Ed lived out his goal of becoming a cowboy and having a ranch full of horses and poultry. However, Linda could not envision herself living this kind of life at any point in her life. Once upon a time, Linda disclosed that she experienced a sense of confinement within the dream that her husband had. In response to her declaration that she was interested in pursuing a career in acting, Ed gave her a disapproving response. When your children are in college, you have the opportunity to pursue a career in acting. Not only did such statements leave Linda feeling dissatisfied, but they also gave her the impression that her authentic self was being disregarded. During the time when Ed was living the life he had always dreamed of, Linda struggled with the feeling that her goals were being disregarded. My question has always been, is this the only thing there is to life? His dream is being realized by me, but what about mine? I confided in her. Although it was a turning moment in Linda's professional life, it was also a turning point in her personal life when she was given the opportunity to join Dallas in 1978. She came to the realization that she could no longer continue to live in a confined space. In 1983, she made the difficult but essential decision to divorce her husband. This was a step toward reclaiming her identity. She added that although getting a divorce is never an easy process, she was aware that if she did not go through with it, she would lose herself for good. After leaving a marriage that was devoid of love, Linda made the decision to live her life in a genuine manner, despite the fact that she was aware that she would face enormous obstacles in the future. The transition to her new life, however, was not without its challenges. Dallas's years of fame were also distinguished by continuous speculations regarding her intimate ties with co-stars. These rumors persisted over the years. The fact that these tales were never verified did not prevent them from adding a significant amount of stress to her life. Linda made the decision to keep quiet, concentrating instead on her professional and personal life, rather than responding to the rumors that were circulating.